Hi Cancer, here is a general look at your solar chart for October 2016, and this is a time when you could be giving more attention to family matters or to a base of operations, whether that's your home base or another base. And there's a few transits of note to report to you. So at the end of the first week, we've got the sun going across Pluto. That's in your opposite sign, so you could feel that somebody is just pushing you, or sort of trying to push you around a bit there, or sort of throwing their weight around. It might be like that, but it might not. It might be that you're doing it as if. I mean, really. But it is such a quick transit. However, it's worth a mention because Pluto is at a particularly strong angle to your sun sign. So you Cancerians born the 5th to the 9th of July, or with 14 to 16 degrees rising, will be feeling that energy the most, so we'll avoid you. But it is, you know, it is a quick one. However, it's in a much longer transit, and especially for you babies born at those dates there, you're likely to be feeling that one a little bit more. And then we've got the sun going across Uranus in the middle of the month, so expect the unexpected there. That will be in the area of your sort of general direction in life, or your career, or your sort of image in the world, or your responsibilities in the world, or to do with bureaucracy in the world. And that there might mean that a routine has to be adapted, modified, or indeed you know you're not expecting it, which is really the little kind of, yeah, that's Uranus's gig. It's like the just surprise us with something. So there could be something surprising going on there, maybe with the authority figures or the parents or whatever, the teacher. So it might be in the wider world, or it might be in your little neck of the woods, particularly for you Cancerians born the 14th to the 17th of July with 23 to 25 degrees rising. But again, these are very, very quick transits. However, yeah, it is worth mentioning. And then we have Mars going over Pluto. That's in the 3rd week, so that's quite a strong one there. So it could mean that Mars being in your opposite sign all month, meaning that personal professional exchanges could get a little heated. Or if you're playing your cards right and keeping a cool, calm head, heart coherence, then you can be, you know, dynamic there, teaming up with another. It can be lively, but it can be productive. Because of another, there could be more physical demands put upon you, and you've got to be decisive, you've got to take action, but don't allow them to be pushy and get you to do something hasty. And then we have Venus on Saturn right at the very end of the month. Saturn, of course, in Sagittarius, so that might mean that with somebody who's a provider, a service provider or health provider, something like that, you have to be correct. You have to deal with them being maybe sort of too sticking to the book or something like that. So you just have to be sort of more formal there with someone. It might be like that, or it might not. It might be completely different. But there is this feeling always with Saturn, and especially Venus. Venus is all sort of wanting to reach out and to bond and share, but Saturn is like not too close. So you work it out. But it's not necessarily bad at all. Having to be businesslike with someone, yeah, and then you get on fine. Anything more than that is like a no at this point. Who knows later on, whatever, but at this point it would seem to be a bit like that. So here's me going off on a tangent again. So at the beginning of the month, you've got this focus on the base of operations, or family, or location or property. It can be like that, and until the 7th Mercury is very much sourcing information, giving information, gathering information. There could be increased interchanges with others. There could be sniffing around to make the right sort of contacts. Overall, it's a great time for making connections, gathering and sharing information, but also learning stuff. You might be on the internet more. And then from the 7th, the mental focus could revolve around family, home base, property, point on the map, parents, things to do with the past. Somehow or other the past is more center stage now, because there's a comparison between now and then, maybe. And you could be feeling a bit more sensitive. This could be, something, it's easier to push a button there, but it does tend to be a mentally busy time on the home base, or with family, or about a home base, or base of operations, or property, or with family, or extended family, or tribe. It can be. Until the 18th, the position of Venus means a sociable, more playful period, perhaps making new friends, enjoying old associations. Maybe that's boosting your love life. It does look quite fun, in fact. It's only right at the very last 3 days of the month where you've got to be more correct, be more with your I was going to say, more in your suit, as it were, whether that's whether that is an armor coating, or whether that is a kind of business sort of look, or keeping your business head on. Okay, so this position up until the 18th, in general, this energy is helping you to meet, maybe have a romantic encounter even, or to enjoy child energy. Most importantly, it puts you in touch with your own playful inner child, and you can be enterprising. You can be looking at, a new project, which it means you've got to be a bit competitive. It can be anything along those lines as well. And then from the 18th, Venus is in a more practical mood. You teaming up with someone who's going to share the load with you, whatever it is, whether it's health, whether it's the job, whether it's daily chores, and running repairs, maintenance, anything like that. And you're more likely to have a reasonable interaction with service providers, health providers, whether you're the one providing the service or for them, or vice versa. And someone is there to help with recovery, repair, renovation, whatever it is, or you're the one that's there because you can turn the energy around as well. And even if the problem isn't resolved, at least you had a civilized interaction with someone. And then you've got Mars in your sign. I mentioned that earlier. Always wherever Mars goes, he tends to be a bit pushy. He wants to drive things forward, either because that energy is coming at you and somebody's pushing you, or you're the one that's doing the pushing. I mean, ideally, it would be, I suppose, both singing from the same page. So I would say always where Mars is, that's the area you need to be deliberately sort of just being a little bit more cautious, a little bit more patient, a little bit more less hasty, handling maybe somebody with a little bit more care, because it's easy just to sort of just fly ahead without really paying attention to what's going on around us. So don't dive in headfirst at full revs with all guns blazing before you're sure of your ground. And then from the 23rd, we have a brighter, less inward vibration around. That's when the sun moves into what I call the house of fun. And there's more emphasis given there then onto the young child energy, but also to that energy of an ongoing project or enterprise, or a hobby or a leisure activity, or something that you get power from, that you really do feel gives you confidence, gives you strength, gives you reward, gives you satisfaction. And you're more likely to feel the light of appreciation from others coming towards you as well. Now, this is the month for us all that Saturn and Neptune are pulling apart. This clingy, cloying, sticky energy has been around over June, July, August, September, and slowly now over October, more in the second half than in the first half. This energy of delusion or illusion or lack of clarity is dissolving away, and we get these clear patches on the road ahead. To do with, in your case, it might be to do with health matters, yours or another. It might be to do with the practical side of life, what needs to be done in the way of maintenance, repairs, and what somebody is telling you needs to be done, or you just got to put in harder work with the job, or more focus and concentration with the job, or with health and or exercise sort of regimes on a regular basis. So whether it is to do with maintenance, repairs, your work situation, you have to look to get things ticking over, and you have to be persistent and consistent there. But Neptune has been so close on to Saturn for so long that it might have meant that there's been a lack of clarity there, lack of decision making there. Actually, Neptune in your chart is in a really good angle to your sun sign, but for you the challenge might have been in how to bring the ideal, perhaps rose-tinted vision together with the practical applications of it in an everyday world, mundane sort of way, and having to push ego to one side. And it's during this time it's time to be it's time to be coming from, that inner vision, the truth within, but at the same time be realistic about how it can be played out. So this has been around, as I say, for all of the signs now, for several months, meaning that the waters have been muddied. It's been rather ambiguous about who to trust, really, and how something is presented to us, maybe in good faith from another, but maybe it being not feeling quite right, but you're not knowing, well, what's the alternative here? And now over October, it will be okay. I'm waking up to all of this now. We have what we have. We are where we are. Let's see what can be done with this now. And you bringing together that maybe that idealistic side, maybe coming more down to earth with that, and then realizing that there are ways to make this thing work, whatever that's about. It can also be to do with things abroad from where you live, like those at a distance or interests at a distance as well, and getting more clarity on that in practical ways. From particularly the second half of October. I forgot to mention Mercury and Jupiter coming together at the beginning of the second week. That's always a good one for reaching out and getting the information or getting the contacts or the knowledge that you need, and also travel. Yeah. Now, Jupiter's at the root of your chart, highlighting expansion related to your place on the map. Neighborhood, tribe, family, space, inside, outside, maybe more travel involved, connecting you to venues or places on the map, away from where your regular stamping ground is. That's likely with Jupiter here until next October 2017. And if you feel cramped or restless where you are, or to do with family, then actually Jupiter here is in general a good potential for getting that sorted out, and maybe expanding an existing space, getting more access to somewhere you prefer, and just feeling, you know, getting more of a view, or maybe more people coming into your space, or maybe you being in a venue somewhere where you meet up with more people, or there's lots of ways that this expansion can take place. You Cancerians born the 24th of June to the 3rd of July, or with 3 to 12 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. Did I tell you about Uranus? I think I did. And then Saturn, you Cancerians born the 1st to the 7th of July, or with 10 to 16 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most of Saturn, the position of Saturn. And that's it for October. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. And also there's the basis of this material that I've spoken to you here is on my website, DianaGarland.com. And I'll see you the next time.